and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Maddie. I am a holistic health coach and I am super passionate about helping you feel your best through simple and sustainable habits. Around here, I talk about all things holistic health, nutrition, feeling like your best self, productivity, just feeling like mentally and physically your best. It is what I love to talk about. I practice what I preach and I love sharing what works for me so I can give you guys tips and help out and see if it works for you. In today's video, I'm sharing 10 habits that I do every single day that make me feel my best inside and out. These are just tiny little shifts that I have put into my life to do every single day that truly make me feel like my best self, and I hope that you guys can take some habits away from this video. The first habit that I like to incorporate is intermittent fasting and diet variation. Yes, I know intermittent fasting is super controversial and I'm not saying that it's for everybody, but I do think it is super important to give your body time without food so that it can shift from digestion to a deeper healing process. One of the biggest benefits of intermittent fasting is autophagy, which is basically your body's natural way of cleaning out old cells and regenerating new ones. So it's like a deeper cellular level healing process that your body goes through when it's not digesting food. This is so important for cellular energy, hormone balance, and overall energy levels. I have seen such a difference in my energy levels. I can wake up at 5 in the morning and go all the way till 10 at night with doing various different things. I have a very busy schedule, so intermittent fasting has allowed me the energy to make it through my entire day. And if you didn't know, when your body is constantly eating and snacking, all of that energy is going towards the digestion process when it could be going towards other things like healing your body, fat burning. And this is also super important for regulating insulin and blood sugar levels, which are a huge player in hormone health. Again, I don't fast the same way every single day, and this is where diet variation also comes in. Most of the time I like to follow a 5-1-1. So I will intermittent fast 5 days of the week, and then I will do a 24-hour dinner to dinner fast one of those days, and then one of those days are a feast day, which is your excess calories, excess carbs, just like feast day. Think of it as you are feasting and eating whatever you want to just really vary your body and like keep it guessing. For my next habit, it is having a blood sugar friendly breakfast. So this can be breakfast or lunch. I normally eat my first meal at around 11-12ish, but I do eat breakfast at that time. And I really like to prioritize high protein and low carbs just to make it like super blood sugar friendly. And we're starting off our day on the right foot. No sugary cereals, no starting with caffeine. I like to shoot for between 25 to 40 grams of protein. And I also like to make sure my plate is balanced with good proteins, healthy fats, healthy fibers, fermented foods, vegetables, like just having a full nourishing plate in the morning. And this is just going to help to stabilize your mood and your energy and your cravings throughout the day. I notice when I eat a massive brunch plate, I can eat a snack in the middle of the day and then make it to dinner, and I'm not as hungry. I don't have as many energy crashes and fluctuations like I used to, and I just feel like overall very stabilized. I guess I can give you guys a little example of what I like to do, but I normally do 2 over easy eggs with 2 to 3 breakfast sausages. These can be 100% grass-fed ground beef sausages or chicken chicken sausages, I like to switch it up. And then I like to do cottage cheese, which is super high in protein. There's 14 grams of protein in each serving. And then I like to do a little side of sauerkraut for my fermented foods, tomatoes, avocados as another healthy fat. And then I'm cooking all of this stuff in butter or olive oil, which is also our other healthy fats. And then I also like to do a cup of bone broth, which is more protein, and just getting in as much goodness as possible in the beginning of the day. The next one is weekly meal prep and weekly menu prep. This has helped me in so many ways, from saving time and energy, money. Like, it's so much easier to budget out your groceries for the week ahead when you plan them. I plan out every single meal and every single snack, every single thing that I'm making goes onto my grocery list, and I just do it in my notes app. So I basically write grocery list, and then I pick out 4 meals that I'm making that week, and then I write what ingredients I need for each of those meals. Any snacks, I have like a little miscellaneous section for all of the random stuff that I need outside of the meals. And I basically just go to the grocery store with this list. It makes it so easy. I leave there with everything that I need, and I save money because I'm sticking to the grocery list and grocery items. Another thing that I like to do is meal prep, but I don't meal prep all of the meals on Sunday. I like to prep ingredients. So that's mostly just like making sure everything is chopped and ready to go. If I'm making any homemade sauces, like for example tzatziki sauce, or if I'm making sourdough bread for the week ahead, I will do all of that on Sunday and just slice it up and store it correctly, or store the tzatziki sauce in the fridge, just so those things are already ready to go, and it makes making dinner and meals during the week a lot easier. My next habit that I really try to stick to, just to incorporate balance, is 80-20 balance with whole foods. Yes, I think it is so important to give your body what it needs and eat nutrient-dense meals that give you those vitamins, minerals, healthy fats, healthy proteins, like everything your body is asking for. But at the same time, I like to live my life. I like to go out to bakeries and go out to eat, and I'm a huge foodie, and I think balance is super important. Life is too short, and there are way too many moments that I would be missing out on if I was so consumed and concerned with every single little thing I was putting in my body. What I like to do for my 80% is I eat 80% of my meals at home, and I make sure those are super healthy, nutrient dense foods, and the other 20% is for the times that I won't be at home and I go out with friends, and I go out with my boyfriend, and I go out with family. I really like to stick to that rule for my own sanity. Now, one of the reasons that I like to focus on high quality meats and oils is the omega-6 to omega-3 balance. The balance in those foods are way more balanced. They are the omega-3s and omega-6s that we should be getting. And in a standard American diet where you're eating a lot of processed foods, there are more omega-6s, which can lead to inflammation and just a lot more issues in your body. So I like to stick to whole foods, high quality foods. I will put what I look for grocery staples on the screen. Another reason is for toxins and pesticides like glyphosate. I like to make sure I shop organic and looking for those high quality products yet again, because these toxins and pesticides are going to disrupt our gut health, our hormones, lead to inflammation, just throw our entire body out of whack. Overall, I just don't think restriction leads to a healthy relationship with food, and we are trying to build a healthy relationship with food. Saying no to everything is going to build that negative and restrictive mindset around it. So I think it's super important to focus on eating healthy, but also have fun and eat what you need to eat when you want to. Now on to one of my favorite habits, hydration that actually works. What do I mean by this? I like to sexy up my water as much as possible. I love to add Celtic salt for electrolytes. You can do electrolyte packets. Those are perfectly fine. A lot of the brands have really terrible ingredients. I know Element is a very well-known, high quality and trusted brand, but if you can't afford those, and I get it because they're expensive, I don't use them, go and pick up some high quality salt. I love the Celtic sea salt and then the Redmond's Farm sea salt. I have both of them. I just love to add a little pinch into my water bottle every single day, and then I also will add some lemon or do fruit to just like spice it up a little bit, give it a little bit more flavor. And the other important part is to make sure that you are drinking filtered water. This is preference on what is in your water system depending on what state you're in or what area, county you're in. Reverse osmosis is obviously going to be the best. You can get a reverse osmosis machine on your countertop. You can get it under the sink, and you can also fill tubs up at Whole Foods for pretty cheap, and you are drinking water all the time. So I think this is super important. I know it can be another added cost on top of everything else, but you are drinking water all the time. So I think it's important to have it filtered and high quality. The next tip is movement and movement throughout the day. I obviously love to work out. I think moving your body is super important. I am somebody who likes to work out in the morning just because I think it sets me up for a successful, energized, productive day if I just get it out of the way and I don't have to think about it anymore. I always try to move even on rest days, whether that's going for a walk or a run or doing strength training or Pilates or yoga. I'm just trying to move as much as possible. It's really good for you and it will be really good for you in the long term. I don't think your workouts need to be difficult 7 days a week. Most of the time I go to the gym 3 days a week. Those workouts are a little bit longer, like an hour to an hour and a half, and then I will substitute for at-home Pilates workouts, which is why I'm sitting here next to my weight set. I just have 3 different sets of weights and then ball bangles. I have been loving my at-home workouts. They're like 30 to 45 minutes. I just bust them out at home. It's easy. I'm getting my movement in and it just makes me feel so much better. Then outside of that, I do like to prioritize my steps. I have a walking pad under my desk so I can walk instead of sit at my desk all day. I'm always at my desk. And then I also like to break up my days with walks. I have a dog and oftentimes I will go with my boyfriend and my dog. We will either walk at the end of the day now that it's spring and summer and it's light out, or I will break up my day if it's possible and go during lunchtime. Overall, movement should be fun, so make sure you're sticking to the things that make you feel good and that you're loving. This next habit might actually be one of my favorites, and it is swapping out non-toxic products in multiple facets of your life. You should just be slowly switching over from toxic to non-toxic products in the areas where we are putting a lot of toxic load on our bodies. That can be from skincare to cooking wear to cleaning supplies. I promise you there are toxic chemicals in all of your stuff, and I want you to be aware aware of that so we can start your non-toxic journey. The overall goal is reducing the toxic load and helping your hormones in the process of that. Oftentimes our stress buckets are already super high, and when we put toxins on top of that, our buckets are spilling over with all of this toxic burden and toxic overload, and it is just doing a number on our hormones and our gut health. So I think it is super important to start swapping. A few areas, like I said, are skincare. So all of your makeup products, all of your face wash and toner and all of that, try to swap for something better. Another one is cleaning supplies. I love Branch Basics for this. There are so many different options though for cleaning supplies: shampoo, conditioner, body lotion, body oil, kitchen stuff. I got rid of plastics and swapped for wooden and glass, and got rid of pans with toxic coating on them and switched to stainless steel, green pans, Hourplace pans. There's a lot of options for just non-toxic stuff. Another habit of mine is my supplement routine. Now, I love supplements and I also hate them because supplements are only meant to fill the gaps. You should be supplementing with your food, with your nutrient-dense food, your high-quality food. You are going to be getting a ton of vitamins and minerals from those already, and I really do think it's important to get your body tested for what your body is missing, instead of wasting money on supplements that aren't really like fitted for your body. You might see somebody taking this amazing supplement online, but it could be great for them and it might not be great for you, because we are all different in what we need. Some supplements that I love to take is Omega, Adrenal Super Tonic, D3, K2, CoQ10, B12, and B6. And then I love to take magnesium L-threonate and activated charcoal, glutathione, and vitamin C. Do I take all of those every single day? No, I do not. It is based on what I'm feeling my needs are for the day. And like I said, I really don't love to spend money on a lot of supplements. These are just here for filling in the gaps. And I think it's so important to get your lab work done and work with a practitioner on this. So just make sure you are doing that first and eating a good foundation of foods. And I promise you probably won't even need to supplement that much. This next habit is journaling and Bible studying. This has made such a huge difference in my life over the past year. Little did I know how much I needed the combination of both. It's just this routine of mindfulness that I can come to every single morning that is for myself and that I know will like feed my soul in different ways. But I have been loving waking up early in the morning and doing my journaling routine first thing, which normally I like to do 3 points of gratitude, and sometimes I will free write, sometimes I will do a journal prompt after that. And just being able to get my thoughts down on paper, I'm able to mind dump, have more clarity and gratitude throughout the day. And this is also something that has made me a lot more confident, which might sound weird, but it has built confidence in myself to know what I am feeling, know what I want for myself, and what choices and decisions I am making, because I just gain a lot more clarity by writing it down and actually feeling those emotions instead of pushing past them. I also love to dive into scripture and Bible study. I know this isn't for everyone, but I have been loving it as a habit. It brings me so much peace and stillness and quietness in my mind, body, and soul, and sets me up for such a successful day. Last but most certainly not least, probably one of the most important points, if I'm gonna be honest, is your wind down routine. Your wind down routine is crucial for deep and restorative sleep, setting you up for the next day. Not only that, it is also keeping your body and your mind healthy at functioning levels. We need sleep to survive, and if you're not sleeping, that is making you stressed, that is throwing off your hormones and your body out of whack. I promise you, sleep is the foundation of everything, just like food. To create the right environment for sleep, I love to turn my lights to a red light. These are Bluetooth lights. The red light is just going to help you wind down. There's a lot of science behind blue lights and red lights for sleep, and it's just going to help your circadian rhythm and everything flow into a more peaceful rest state. On top of that, I have my sleep liposomal delivery complex sleep formula by Symbiotica. I love to take this 30 minutes before bed. It knocks me right out. And then I also love this topical magnesium oil. You just spray it all over your body, and this doesn't have to be used for sleep either. I actually keep one on my desk too when I get stressed, and I will spray it throughout the day, but it just enhances that relaxation, and my body knows this is the habits that I'm doing before I go to sleep. It's a lot easier to wind down when my body is knowing what to expect. The last thing that I love to do is read a book or journal. Most of the time it's not journaling, it's reading a book, because I love to read a fun little book before I go to sleep. I will either start reading 30 minutes to an hour before bed, depending on like how much time I have that night. Reading just helps you to wind down. I like to put my phone on the charger, set the alarms, and put it as far away as possible. I don't like to scroll. It is terrible for you to have blue light and scroll late at night. It will affect your sleep, trust me. But when I stick to this routine, my sleep quality is just so good. I'm so much less stressed out during the next day. I'm so much more productive. My energy levels are high. I just feel like my best self, and sleep has been my word for the past year, because before this I didn't have a great sleep routine, and now we're back in it, and routines are just so important. So definitely start prioritizing your sleep routine. Well, that's a wrap for this video. I hope you guys could take some habits from this. I hope some of these resonated with you in one way or another.